This year's theme for International Women's Day is choose to challenge. And so, you know, in order to reach our goals, we have to challenge ourselves pretty much every day. Um, to not go back to the way we were eating, and challenge ourselves to move forward. So this is just a short thing I'm gonna read, and then we can discuss, each point. Taking this day as an opportunity to talk about weight loss, a concern which tens of thousands of women struggle with across the globe. This Women's Day 2021, we talk about how to choose a perfect weight loss plan for everyone who has been trying to shed some pounds, have but have failed to do so. Maybe it's because of the weight loss that you have been choosing for yourself, the weight loss plan you have been choosing for yourself. So the plan of weight loss is an execution should make you happy. So here are other things we need to consider. So one, focus on your plan should be gaining health over and above losing weight. And goals like feeling fitter, more flexible, active with better energy levels, digestion, and metabolism. So my thought has always been, if you work toward getting healthy, if you are really obese, the weight loss will come. If say even for somebody, somebody my size, if I start eating healthier, start exercising to feel better and to get the energy levels up, the weight loss will come. It may not be, I won't never be a size 6, but I'll be healthy, and I'm hoping to be a healthy weight. You know, putting all of that into place. All right, your weight loss plan should help you change your relationship with food. The diet that you follow should not be restrictive in nature. Following a restrictive diet can further increase your cravings and make you overeat. Eat a balanced diet and practice portion control. All these tips can together help in building a healthy relationship with food. And I think with the exchange diet, that's kind of what TOPS teaches. And this actually came off the International Women's Day site. So, we just add a little bit of support with it. All right. So start something that you are willing to do forever. This stands true for both your diet and workout regimen. Opt for foods that are healthy and filling, preferably the ones that you have grown up eating. Choose workouts that you enjoy and not necessarily the ones that you find too compelling. You can opt for aerobics, yoga, Zumba, or regular dance to get fitter. Couple them with a few weight training exercises to reap wholesome benefits from your exercise regimen. All right. The International Women's Day 2021. Know that gaining health, getting fitter, and stronger are better goals to achieve than just to see progress on the weighing scale.
Very
All
true.
right. All right. So that's the comments. Would anybody like to add to that, or tell us how you stay focused on your journey?
Well, I know GPB this weekend was talking about energy,
Mhm.
and they showed a picture of how much like some about obesity, how much it increased around the entire world. It was amazing. I mean, I'm sorry, they just thought just came up. I wish I had that picture. Just came up. I don't remember what the expert was that was talking about it, but they sure have some good programs too. And I think it was on the same program that it showed you're talking about getting fitter and stronger.
Mhm.
There was a model talking about there. So on the runway, they had to be anywhere from a size 2, and how she'd have to starve herself, and then and how gaunt and things they looked, and some even a 0. I wonder what they look like 20, 30 years down the road, and what their health will be like. So I think this emphasis on gaining health and getting fitter and stronger are much more important than somebody's unrealistic picture.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I don't know why the models have to be so small.
they said
It's
to fit into
crazy.
their clothes, those clothes that aren't necessarily that pretty anyway.
Right.
And I don't know if they pay them that great or not. I don't think they play them well enough to mess up your health for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, first off, I'd like to say for years, ever since I've been a part of TOPS, I've always told people that they need to focus on their health. I know that TOPS is a weight group, but I also know we need to focus on our health, and that should be our main primary. And I think that when we actually get it right, we really will start losing the weight, and so you got people like me that, I know for a fact that I have gotten healthier, but that weight hasn't come the way that I want it to come, but I have. And so I just think that's important. The other thing that I really shouldn't tell you all, but I will tell you all that in my younger days, I went to the Barbizon School of Fashion.
Wow.
And you're right, we had to be a certain size. And that was when I was skinny. I looked like death on a string.
How did you feel?
I felt good. I mean, I was young, so
Yeah.
yeah,
So
felt
your
good.
hormones are different. And
Yes. And that was in my younger days. I started going there when I was about 17, I think it was. And I mean, we wear clothes, and when they make the clothes are sample clothes, because you have, like, I'm going to that school to learn how to be a model. Then you have people that are learning to make fashion. And so the fashion will not be above this size. And so you make it, they pin it on you, you walk out there, and that's the way it went. That's the way it go. So there wasn't really, it was the industry that said you had to be small. Like, it's the industry that said that we need to add sugar to all of our food.
Right.
It wasn't just really, one group of people or one person. So it came from greediness, and it's amazing to me how we change everything in our life to fit whatever that group say we should be. And we try
That's
our
true.
best to live up to it. And half of the time we don't even know if it's a good move or not, but that's what, oh, everybody's wearing a bunny cap on their head. So everybody's walking around with bunny caps on their head. We just do. In the United States, we do a lot of follow the leader. I really do believe it.
we have a lot of,
Definitely.
they were showing about how much of our fashion is disposable, and how much people were just throwing it away into the garbage, and having making a problem too.
Mhm.
Just I don't.
It just blows my mind, because think about, okay, this year we're gonna wear puffy blouses, and next year, oh no, everybody has to have the quarter-length sleeves, and we're just like, we all just run around and do,
No.
just because
Yeah.
somebody said this is the latest, the glasses with the fishtail up on them, we just do stuff, the hair with the two bunny things on the side. We do some stupid stuff.
Like in Star Wars, you mean? Like
Yes. Yes.
Two buns.
whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
so we do a lot of stuff where we just follow the leader. And I just think that everybody needs to be their own star. You need to do what's good for you. I need to
Your
do
own
what's
star.
good for me. And we
Oh,
may
that's good.
may have the same thing. We're going the same way, but we're each following our own path. And I think we ought to do with our health. We have to take it under control ourselves. Well, the doctor said, if I take these 20 different medicines, this will help me. But it'll come a time that you're going to have to take responsibility for taking them 20 different medicines.
Yeah, because it don't always, it's not gonna help forever and ever.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That medicine is just supposed to be a tool to get you where you need to go. Then now you need to go on your own. So like teaching a kid how to ride a bike, you can't run with them up and down the block until they're 14 years old. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, and everybody people need to understand that, everybody's body is different. So everybody can't follow the same exact plan
Mhm.
to lose and to get healthy, because their body may react different to different foods. So everybody had to, people just have to find their own plan that works for them. And I think a lot of people have a hard time with that
Mhm.
because they follow all the different fad diets, and some people it works, some people it don't. But
Mhm.
once they stop doing whatever they're doing, what's going to happen?
That's right.
You're going to start gaining that weight back, and it don't take as long to gain it back as it does to lose it.
That's for sure.
I
So,
like what Irene said about be your own star. I wrote that down. That's very cool.
yeah. So
I remember the fads where it said, don't eat fats, because fats make you, don't eat nuts. I think I've said that before. Don't eat nuts because they're going to make you fat. Well, I didn't realize how good it is for your brain health. And
And if you're eating the right kind of nuts, you're eating the right kind of fat.
exactly.
So the body needs fat. The brain needs
Yep.
fat.
We're fat heads. I forget, what is it? We're
Brain.
80%, or our brain is 80% or 90% fat. I have to ask.
80, I believe it is. I think it's 80.
So we're fat heads. So if you call me a fat head, I can't be.
just say
That's
thank
not.
you.
Thank you.
But for
Yeah.
most of us, we're giving it the wrong fats, the margarine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know people, get mad, but the canola oil, we're giving it the wrong kind of fats. We do need fats. We just
Or the
give it
French fry, whatever the French fries are in, I'm sure they're not the right kind.
Yeah.
The ones
We
when
might
you
have
buy
to go
them.
back to lard.
No.
We used to have lard, and then we said,
and
oh
guess
no, we
what?
got to have vegetable fat.
Yeah.
Then we
And
go back to lard.
that was the best oil, but we switched over to vegetable fat because it was cheaper. It was cheaper, but the lard that they're talking about, the lard that came from the pigs. Okay, that's where this lard came from. The lard came from
Yeah.
the cows, the pigs. It came from the animals. Okay, the fat from that. And then we switched over and we got canola oil and we got vegetable oil. And people today, and even in Tops, our recipes have canola oil, vegetable oils, but you ought to look at those oils and see what's in those oils and how those oils were made. And I think that'll help people to understand,
Yeah.
what is going on with our bodies and why we're having some of the issues that we have. It's just simply because of the way we prepare our food and what we have. And, we said before, you go back to, that's the way my mom used to feed us, except for that's not how the food is produced now. The way your
Right.
mom and your dad did it is not how it's done now. So back then it was healthy, but now it's something else.
Well, and it's the way you prepare it too, after you even if you get it fresh or,
Mhm.
or grow it yourself, you got to prepare it right. Because if you don't prepare it right, it kind of defeats the purpose.
Mhm.
I was hearing a doctor talk. She said the patients had gone to France and they had eaten the bread and that they tolerated. They were supposed to stay away from like gluten sensitivities and stuff, but they ate the bread and they felt just fine. Said, but the bread there is different and so prepared different. From one thing, I would think it's not the cheaper bromide process that we have in the American bread now, and I don't know what else, but anyway, that was just a contrast. And then I don't know if it's church chapters or something, but I I remember we say when we're leaving, we'll see you later. Well, I stopped saying see you later and I started saying see you healthier
Mhm.
instead, just to help me think, think in that direction.
Mhm.
Mhm. When I lived in Europe, we would go in Europe. Probably the best way to think, um, when you're looking at refrigerators and homes and stuff, they were like what we call the little refrigerators, like where we would put soda, a beer, a little tiny refrigerator like you take to college.
Yep,
Okay.
ours
And most
too.
of the Europeans, that's what they have in their homes. So
Yep.
every day they go out and buy whatever it is they're going to cook for that day. Okay. So with us, we're raised with storage, putting it, freezing it, just the difference in how we raise.
Yeah.
But when we lived in Europe, we used to go out to the market every morning, the bakery, and we'd get what they call brochen, and we would eat bread, and I mean lots of bread. But this bread doesn't have gluten in it.
Uh-huh.
And so you could eat it. It's when we came home to America and we were still eating bread, but the bread had all these other things added to it. Whereas in Europe, all you're dealing with is the flour and the water. And here, our bread has, they done put some sugar in it. They done put some eggs in it, probably some milk in it. I mean, however they are making up the bread. And that was the difference. And
Preservatives
it
to
was
make it
here
last
that
all
I
week.
started gaining the weight, eating the same amount of bread. And bread was every meal. Every meal. And sometimes what we call the big hero bread, they called a big brochen, and that's a pretty big piece of bread.
Mhm.
They put whatever it is on it, and this was eaten every meal, and it was hot and good, and it tastes good. And we would put olive oil on it. Now we come back to the States. Let's get this bread, but let's put margarine on it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it nice and hot and put margarine on it. It's oozing down your
Mayonnaise.
arm.
Salad dressing, Miracle Whip.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We didn't.
So
Yeah.
we do a lot of damage to our bodies. And I think that some of the other countries, while they may not be America, may not be as fast or as uppity as we think we are, because we are not, we can learn something from them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We can definitely learn something from them.
Yeah. A lot of preservatives and things they have that we have, they're banned there.
Correct.
Like the M&Ms. We talked about the M&Ms before, didn't we? They gave them the choice in the UK either to take the preservatives out, the FD&C, the colors out, the artificial colors out, or label the packages may cause ADD and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what all. But they chose not to put the colors in. So if you get M&Ms from the UK, they're lighter colored than they are the deeper colors that we have in the United States.
Or just look at, we lived in California. And in California, they told Coke and they told Pepsi, no, you've got to take this coloring and you've got to make some changes to your recipe in order to sell in the state of California. And guess what? They made them changes so they could sell. But you come right to Georgia and those same thing, and the agent that they were talking about, it causes cancer, okay? Guess what? In the state of Georgia, it's still in our soda.
I never drank soda in California, so I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of different things, even from
I never
state
drink
to state,
soda.
you find
Yeah.
some differences. And then, of course, when you go overseas, there's a whole lot of big differences that's going on. So, but I love it. And I love when I think the more we see, the more we do. Travel is good for us. It's great being home, but travel is good for us because we actually learn from others. So it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to learn, to at least think about it before you make whatever decision it is that you're gonna make. It's good. Y'all looking at me like I got two heads, do I?
No, I used to like to travel, but I'm satisfied with enough travel now. No, I take that back. we're going to Kentucky to see the Ark in about a week. So I guess that's not true.
Mhm, mhm, mm. I love traveling. It's, I guess my father was a Marine. We moved. My husband, Air Force, we moved. We just travel. And that's one of the things that we've been deprived of this year, last year, because of not going to places that we normally go. You know, we take 2 overseas trips every year, and then we
Wow.
just go other places. And so it's been like a standstill. So we're just so looking forward to doing traveling and stuff. But there's so much to learn. So many different people do things differently, and just learning another way. That's all.
Yeah.
Just learn. You don't have to do it, but knowing that it exists and other people, you know, live differently than we do. And it's knowledge. Knowledge is powerful. It really is. It's powerful, you know. So yeah, look forward to that.
So we're
Okay, let me stop the recording.